Myers Metal Detectors, located in sunny Tampa, Florida, where we sell nothing but fun and adventures, treasure hunting gear, and anything you can imagine for metal detecting. Give us a call, 813-237-1939. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Live from sunny Florida, it's Treasure Talk.
And welcome, folks. Welcome to another exciting edition of Treasure Talk.
It will be, because we got the pros from Dover tonight.
Well, hopefully I won't lose power because we've been having some massive rains here tonight, but I think it's headed away from us, so I think I may be in the clear.
Well, I hope it stays way far away, because I'm heading down there Friday, and I'm supposed to go 50 miles offshore deep sea fishing with all my kids on Saturday. So unless there's a storm, there's some stuff going on. Hopefully get on out of there. And then I'm going to be there the next week. I'm going to hunt Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So,
well, cool. Well, I think the storms will be out of the way for you to go fishing, so that'll be a good time too, Jeff, for sure.
Unless there's something other coming.
Oh, I hope not. Because I don't have a whole house generator yet. I want to get that taken care of soon. So, because 6 days of no power makes me pretty hot, let's say. And
yes,
I don't want to do that ever again. But I guess we ought to get going with the show here, huh?
Yep.
Okay. Well, as always, today's show is brought to you by your friends here at Myers Metal Detectors, where we sell fun and adventure. And of course, the views and thoughts and opinions expressed here by the Treasure Talk guest and member belong solely to the guest and member, and not necessarily to Phil Myers, Jocelyn Myers, Myers Metal Detectors, or Jeff Monin. And of course, the purpose of Treasure Talk is to promote the hobby of metal detecting and treasure hunting in all forms, and to educate our members in a fun, informative manner. And
yes, indeed.
Just that.
Yes, we are. We are indeed. So, and I just know there's got to be some specials at Myers Metal.
Oh, yes. We always have specials. We've got the Legend $50 off. We've got the triple score at $479. And that's a nice pack, the triple score pack. And we have the Mine Lab Xterra Expedition pack. We include a sand scoop, a galvanized sand scoop. It's like a $62.95 with that at $5.99. But if you don't want the sand scoop, or you want to take that money from the scoop and apply towards a bigger one, we'll do that too. One of the famous Treasure Talk scoops. And I said I was going to do that, to the end of the month at $400, either the travel or the standard, and that's with the pull handle. So got quite a deal there on that. I mean, I could keep going on forever and ever, Jeff, and take up the whole show with specials we got going on right now, but I don't want to do that. So if you're needing anything, just give me a ring tomorrow, because if you look at my website, those sales aren't going to be on it, or MineLab or Naka or whoever will be getting on me for the sale that we have. So we can't advertise that. So,
but you can tell them about it.
And tell them all I want. Yes, I can. So just call me on the phone and we'll get that taken care of for sure.
And that number is, let me put it up there just for 237-1939. And always remember, if Phil don't have it in stock, you don't need it. So you definitely want one of the Treasure Talk Pro Sifter Titanium sand scoops. Absolutely. You better show it while we're talking about it, along with the Myers Pro handle, and either the travel version, which is killer, and they both come with the pull handle that you will want as well. So he's going to show you the Treasure Talk Pro Sifter Titanium that we had designed specifically for us. And from what I understand, if you're going to be out hunting on the West Coast, you definitely need it because the water's warm and people are in the water.
Yes, they are. And Steve did this handle for us, and this is the travel version. And he outdid himself on this handle.
Yeah, show them the screw part. That's the key.
Yes, where's my camera? There it is.
You see how big that is? That's not that little snap thing that freezes up and
Yeah,
seizes up and gets filthy dirty. This one, I mean, you still need to take it apart and rinse it good, but that thing it cranks down where it's just about it's 99% as strong as the single piece handle. So,
yeah, I would say it is exactly as strong because it's just, because it's metal. And yeah, do put some silicone or some type of grease on it and clean it every once in a while because you know what salt water will do to your gear. It will turn it into a travel scoop weld it to a single scoop.
that's right.
You got to make sure you take care of your gear. But yes, we got those on special too. So if you need anything, just holler at me. I know we've got an awesome guest tonight. And
Yep, we got the pros.
yes. So we're going to be talking about shows and books and all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah, but I got a bunch of pictures that they've sent me that I'll be posting up along as we go. So I say let's get after it.
Yeah, and I want to remind folks, if you've got questions, get them in the live stream here because Jocelyn's on the other side of my room here, and she will gladly pop them in there, and hopefully we'll get them all answered. How long are the travel handles? That is a 46-inch handle on that. I believe that's what that is. I guess I could put a tape measure on it and maybe it's how long does it break down to? Maybe that was the question. I'm gonna have to get my tape measure.
Yeah, get your tape measure.
Because people take them on trips and they want to know.
It says how long the travel is.
Yeah, that travel handle is, I guess it's 18 inches on that one, and then this one is probably 22. So combined, I think it's like 46 inches. Yeah, 46 inches long, yes.
Yep, it's good.
Yeah, we got the question answered. That was an easy one.
Yep. So let's bring on from the star-studded cast of American Digger magazine. That is the authoritative publication in this hobby on many, many things. The one and the only Butch Holcomb. Hey, Butchie.
Hey, everybody. How's everything going?
Good. And let's
Hey,
bring
Butch.
on the star of the show.
Yeah, let's bring the boss.
The one that makes it so your job is easier. Let's bring on the one that does all the work. Here we are. There's Debbie. Hey, Debbie.
Yep.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, if she asks for a raise, you guys are going to have to cover it. Y'all are the ones that did this.
Oh, that's too funny.
We give her an in-store credit.
Oh, I
Oh,
tell you
I like
what,
that.
Debbie has been she has.
Yeah, but you don't know how much it is, so.
So you guys got a show then coming up then, right?
Yes, we do.
At 9 o'clock.
Oh,
No, I'm just- okay.
Oh,
Okay.
the Chattanooga show. I thought you meant tonight. Sorry. Getting
Yeah,
ahead of
well,
all
myself.
kinds of shows.
Too, yeah.
'Cause now, a lot of people may not realize, Butch and
Yes.
Debbie, that you now live stream.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Instead of just Relics Radio type thing, it's live stream. So you've got some guests tonight?
Got Mr. Heath Jones of History
History
Seekers.
Seekers.
Right.
Yeah, we've had him on here before.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good guy, for sure.
Yep. And that'll be good. So a lot of people don't realize what is it's the American Digger YouTube channel, correct?
It is, and I think it also broadcast on Facebook.
Facebook.
Does it, Debbie?
Facebook and YouTube. Yeah, YouTube is just American Digger. Make sure you go to American Digger magazine because there's, another couple of other American Diggers. But it's, YouTube.
They are the real ones.
We are the real ones. And then Facebook, you can go to the American Digger page. We've got a Facebook page for Relic Roundup, and then also the regular American Digger page. And we think we're live on both of those at the same time. So,
Yeah, you simulcast if you
mhm.
do that. So see if we got any questions while I get some stuff.
Yeah, I see a
Put
question
up here.
there. This one's from Tom Becker. Butch, do you remember when you started metal detecting and why?
Oh,
With
yeah.
what detector, and is it still in your closet? That's a good question.
Yes. Okay. I started when I believe it was about 11 or 12 years old. And the reason I started, there was this fella that showed up at my grandmother's house when I was probably 9 or 10 years old. And he wanted to go out looking for Civil War relics. And he had this big old military metal detector, which, I mean, if I remember correctly, I think it had a backpack with it. So I got to follow him around, and I don't even remember what all he dug, but I just remember I got real excited about the fact you could actually find things from underneath the ground. And then coincidentally, probably maybe a year later, I was fishing with a buddy, and he pulled out some Civil War mini balls. And I knew what they were right away from this guy that had come to the house and detected. And I asked my buddy what they were, and he said they're fishing sinkers. So he offered to sell them all to me for 25 cents. So
wow.
that I actually got a mini ball before I found one with a detector. Now, the detectoring, like I say, I think probably 11 years old, 12 years old, maybe. But my dad actually got a Heathkit metal detector, which was available through Popular Science. And with my dad, if it came from Popular Science or Sears, it had to be good. So we put the detector together. It was not very sensitive. I found a few things, but about 4 or 5 years, no, not that long, maybe 3 years later, there was a buddy at school who actually had a White's metal detector, and he was finding all kinds of things. And when I saw what he was getting, I got my first good detector, which was an old White's Coinmaster, and it had a huge box. So the box was so big that I tell people I could actually carry my lunch sandwich in it when I went out in the woods.
Yeah, it was probably one of the big old blue
Oh
balls.
yeah, it was, and I don't have it. I wish I had kept it, but back then, it was kind of like, okay, you want a new metal detector, you better sell your old one, because my parents could not see me having more than one metal detector, and I couldn't afford more than one. Nowadays, I have a closet of them, though. So, and
Well,
if you're wondering how long ago that was, I think it was about 54 years ago that I really started metal detecting hard.
Okay, awesome. So I guess that would be 54. That would be about 70, about 1970. So is my math right?
Actually, no, I think it. So my math may be a little off with all this because I'm just going by memory, which isn't as good as it once was. But I remember it was in the 60s, so it's probably about 68 or 69, rounded there.
Okay, cool. All right, how we doing over there, Jeff?
We're doing good. We're doing good. Let's pop this up here, and Butch and Debbie can tell us about it. Well, after we get done with this.
14. Yeah.
Yeah, Ricky T says I had the White's Goldmaster box, was bigger.
Yes,
than
it
a local
was.
guide and held 14 AA batteries. I've seen those. I've never had one, but I have seen them.
Anybody that hunts with one of the lightweight detectors now, if you really want an adventure, look one of those up and look how big it is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. The show we've got coming up, not next weekend, but the weekend after.
The following. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. July 26th, 27th. And of course, all the information's there. But this is one of two that American Digger magazine actually sponsors. We do another one in Charleston in January. And this is all kinds of artifacts. It's just, well, as you can see there, it's Civil War relics, Indian relics, World War I and World War II, old newspapers. There's Indian stuff. There's fossils. There's art, antique bottles, arts and prints. And one of the cool things about these, there'll be metal detector dealers there too, but some people say, well, why? I'm metal detect. I'm not interested to see a bunch of other people's stuff. Well, what's cool about it, if you've got something that you don't know what it is, and I think all of us have dug something like that at one point or another, bring it to this show, and chances are someone there can tell you what it is. And that's really a cool thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. And of
we've got
course,
some pictures too.
Mm-hmm.
of course, you could buy artifacts there too.
Oh yeah, you can.
Oh, yeah.
There's last year I think there were 230 8-foot tables. Part of them were displays only because we give away trophies and awards, but part of them were sale tables. And if you wanted to buy anything from artillery shells, I'm talking about Civil War era, to a rack of arrowheads, to magazines and books, American Digger, anything really. And in fact, we've actually had in the past, I don't know if we're going to be able to do it this time, but we've actually had live podcast and video cast from there, which is always a hit because you've actually got a live audience looking at you.
Yeah,
This-
I think I watched you, Butch, on one of those.
You probably did. Actually, Heath Jones and I were in one of the early ones that was broadcast from here. And we did a little I don't even know what kind of dance you would call it, just being silly on the show. And that afternoon they reported an earthquake in Chattanooga about 20 miles away. That I am not making that up. You can look it up. It's true. Yeah. Let me tell. I'm gonna tell them about this picture here first, and then 5 Mile Rut Cutter. Yeah, I'd like to hear Debbie's best detecting story. But this is a collection of belt buckles that may not look like much to people that don't collect this sort of thing. But this collection, which has since been sold, I believe, was probably, I would estimate it at probably $2 million. And that's not an exaggeration. You're talking about some of these buckles that are, $40,000, $50,000. So you can dig some pretty rare stuff with detectors. So Debbie, your best detecting story. I like the Canon, but actually, the question is yours. The floor is yours, Miss Senorita Editor.
Yeah, well, the cannon is pretty cool. It's actually a piece of a cannon found by actually my mom and I down in McDonough, Georgia, which is a little bit south of Atlanta, and we were walking along detecting and just scouring the ground for whatever, and came across this piece of cannon, picked it up, and it's actually got it's the part that has US on it. So what would you say, Butch? It weighs probably about 35 or 40 pounds.
I would go more like 50 pounds or so. It's so
heavy.
big, I don't like picking it up.
Yeah,
but she is the only person I've ever known that has actually found a discernible piece of a cannon.
Well, and
there's a record on it too. It was recorded.
Right, that's what I was going to say. It's been, and this was back in the early 80s. And the interesting thing is that the years that it's been, actually, it's in my mom's living room right now, and it's been around the family for, for all those years. And then a couple of years ago, at one of the shows, Butch introduced me to his cousin, Bill Dodd, and he knew instantly all about the history of that cannon, what regiment it was. It was from the Battle of Lovejoy. He told me the entire story of that, just from that piece of cannon. So now we have a story to go with it.
Awesome. And Philip Farragoff is, I guess, going to the show because he just wrote it. He said, I'm going to wear my Gulf of America hat to the show.
Come on in, Philip.
Okay, so this one, I guess, is from James Habovic. Butch, what's the oldest relic you've ever found?
Wow, the oldest metal relic, of course, I've found stone artifacts, which, those go back 8,000-10,000 years sometimes. Right. The oldest artifact I found was in England, which was actually I believe it was a Roman coin, probably right after AD BC, right around that era, right at the new century. And the oldest thing I've ever found in America, though, and the oldest dated coin until I did go to England and found a 1500 something silver. But in Savannah, Georgia, I actually found a 1675 hammered coin at a slave shack. So it's amazing. You know, just because you're not, or just because you're in America does not mean you're going to not find the old stuff. It's here too. But England is where I found the oldest stuff for sure.
Yeah. And
if you ask that Debbie that question, the oldest relic she's ever found, she's probably going to say me. It's okay, Debbie. I can't fire you.
You're the second oldest.
Oh yeah,
there's some of the old stuff.
This is from the Chattanooga show. This was last year and the year before, I think, but a lot of the same vendors and dealers are there. And as you can see, there's price stickers on all this stuff. So there's a ton of stuff for sale. I mean, and if you don't want to buy anything, there's a ton of stuff to look at too.
You can walk around through the show and then start over again and walk around, and you'll never see the same thing twice.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Dealers buy and sell and trade and put out new inventory and take up old inventory. And Debbie's right. You'll never see it.
Yeah, it's hard to see.
If you find something you want, you better buy it because there's a good chance it'll be gone.
But you could spend a day in there, and we'll just keep wandering around and never get bored. It's a great show.
Now, Butch, have you bought anything at the show, or do you just dig?
No, I do buy. Actually, I buy and sell stuff. I don't sell my own personal stuff, but let's face it. There's a lot of people that will dig up something and they'd rather have the money than what they're digging up. Not everybody's the same. But the cool thing is, if we buy something and then resell it, we're selling it to someone that really wants it, and they're going to give it a good home.
Absolutely.
In fact, we're bringing a bunch of new inventory. So, in other words, we've got the American Digger tables, which is books, magazines, but we also have Graybird Relics, which is a business I've had forever, it seems like. But that is our relic business, and we've got something pretty cool. I'm bringing to the show this time. It's a Civil War era saddle. So that's going to be up for grabs if somebody wants to take that. Of course, it takes a special person for something like that because it's kind of hard to display in your case. So,
is it a Union saddle or
it's Union? And I take that back. I said Civil War. It's actually came from a Civil War reenactor. I'm sorry, I misspoke. The saddle itself is a McClellan saddle, which is probably Spanish-American War. It's a little after the Civil War, but it's almost identical to a Civil War, and a lot of the reenactors use them. So,
okay. And what is it?
Yes, you did, Ray. I know who that is. Ray's fine.
Ray says I found a 700-year-old gold coin on over in England with Butch. Oh, that's awesome.
He certainly did on one of the American Digger Goes to England trips.
Well, that's awesome.
Sure. I love what I do, doing the magazine, doing the relics and all this, because I do get to go to places like England and other Missouri, right, Debbie? Yeah. That's an inside joke. We won't go into that tonight. But I do love my job. I think Debbie likes hers too.
Oh yeah, I do.
Okay. One quick thing that for you, Butch and Debbie and Phil and all the Treasure Talk family, I'm just going to pop this up here. One of our loyal fans, JBP Hobbyist, she says her husband James had a stroke and 2 aneurysms repaired last week, and he is not able to move his left arm yet. And she's asking for a little prayer. So I would think I am not remiss in asking those of you that are praying people like I am. Let's just have a moment of silence and say a little prayer for JBP's husband.
JBP.
If you would with me, please. So, Dear Heavenly Father, we come before you humbled by your greatness. We ask that you watch over JBP and her husband. Heal him, use your healing powers to heal him, bring him back to us and to them so they may serve you in any way possible. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, folks, for indulging me. I appreciate that. Now let's put this picture up for Butchie.
Oh, that's some of
some
the
good
Doug
stuff, Butch.
artifacts. Which, being a metal detectorist, that's what I love at this show is all the Doug stuff. There's a lot of stuff out of closets and stuff, but and all of this is for sale. It's not my stuff. I wish I could afford it, but it just shows you some of the things that's out there. I wanted to point out on the board, on the wood board there, you see a hook, a little hook over to the right, and then there's a rifle with a cylinder on it. That is a Colt revolving rifle. It was a 6-shooter, and it was like a giant pistol, and the soldiers hated them because when there was a chain fire, it would tend to blow up their forearm that's out on the stock. In other words, your left arm when you're shooting, all those rounds would shoot at once if the fire skipped over the chain fire, and soldiers absolutely hated them because of that. In fact, a lot of the ones that are found, as rare as they are, they're occasionally dug, and a lot of the theory is that the soldiers were just afraid of them. They got something better, and they threw these contraptions.
Through it, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so what if
Yeah.
you can shoot 6? If the 5th shot's going to take your hand off, it's not very good.
That's
Right.
true. And what a lot of people don't realize, Butch, and all those revolvers, they see them fanning it and all that, just boom, 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 boom on TV.
Uh,
It didn't work like that. To fire that, you had to cock it each time and fire
you
it.
certainly did. You certainly did. And
So they weren't fast draw instruments,
No,
that's for sure.
something that some of the soldiers were rumored to have is occasionally pistol cylinders fully loaded are found. Not the pistol, but just a cylinder. And it's rumored that some of the soldiers would carry a completely loaded cylinder in their pocket or cartridge box, so that when they ran out of bullets in the revolver, they just took the old cylinder out and replaced it with a new one.
Mhm.
Kind of like a magazine, in some of the modern weapons.
Yeah, forward thinking. Either that or that's called life protection plan.
That's right.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh,
So all those swords and guns are going to be there for sale at the show.
Most of the ones we're showing in these pictures are for sale. And if you do the math, I'm not sure, but we had 230 tables there last year, and each table is 8 foot. I think we had well over a mile or two of artifacts set up, and probably half of them to 3/4 were for sale.
Interesting. Really
Yeah.
interesting. So they could find anything they were looking for their collection. Oh,
They
that's
certainly
nice.
can.
Absolutely.
In fact, that gun you see there at the top, that's a Henry rifle, and that is I think they were 17 shots, but that is a Civil War weapon that used a metallic cartridge, like a modern day rimfire cartridge. I think it was 45 caliber. I'm sure I'm getting something wrong, but it would actually fire 17 shots. So there was some pretty advanced stuff during the Civil War. Most soldiers did not have this, though. Most of them had the, one shot, one load type guns.
Yeah. But they got pretty fast at reloading it.
Oh, I'm sure they did. And these sabers here, I want to. I didn't even know this until I don't know, a few years ago, 5, 10, 15 years ago. But you always think of sabers being used on horseback by cavalry to actually slash and cut the opponent. Most swords that you see from the Civil War have a blunt edge. That's because their purpose was actually to act more like a club to knock the other person down, or to, hit them with a big piece of steel, because if it cut into the opponent, it would pull them off their horses. So they wanted to hit them with a sword and be able to draw it back. So that's why so many swords you see nowadays don't have an edge on. They were never intended to.
That is interesting.
Yeah. I remember all this stuff because you got to remember, I was in this war.
in one fashion or another.
I'm not that old, yeah.
Oh goodness, that's funny.
So let's talk about your books, Butch.
Yeah, those books they are popular. I don't know if you got a picture of them there or not. I think I sent one, but these are books that are the archives of all the Just Dugs in the magazine. Now, if you've seen American Digger magazine, you know that there's usually 12, 15 pages maybe devoted to recent finds that people have found. And people, like if your buddy was in one or you were in one and you don't have that magazine, you want to show it off. We've actually compiled all of those into 5 different volumes. And there is a lot of Just Dugs we've had before. And so, we go back all the way to volume 1. That first book is all black and white because that's what the magazine was. And then it goes to color then because the magazine changed. And it's exact duplicate of what was in each issue of the magazine. And there's an index too, so you can tell if you're actually in one of these issues. And we're not talking about the size of American Digger magazine. I think the smallest one is 280 pages or something, and the biggest one is 340 pages. They are massive books.
Mhm.
We sell them individually, but so far I would say 9 out of 10 orders have been for the whole set.
Oh yeah, I mean, anybody that's into that would want the whole set.
Exactly. Sure. Or if you know someone in it, I mean, it's just And
what's the whole set sell for, Butch?
What's that?
What's the whole set sell for?
The whole set is actually sells for $215, and you get free shipping if you get the whole set, which is pretty good. I don't know how long we're going to be able to afford the free shipping if the post office goes up, but right now, free shipping if you get a whole set.
That's right. So get them.
And will you sign it for them?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I've signed quite a few of them, even though most of them aren't my finds. I mean, I got a find in there every once in a while, but and what's amazing, you can look through these books and you'll start seeing some names that you see over and over, and those are the people you think to yourself, that's who I want to go relic hunting with.
Yeah,
they ain't going to take you to their good spots, though.
No, they are not. I've noticed that. I can't.
Yeah.
Hey, it looks like we got a question for Debbie. What's your best find so far hunting?
Well, other than the cannon, which Butch would say is my best find, but I always say that my best find was I found a Ming Dynasty silver Chinese ring in Georgia, and I didn't know what it was for the longest time. For about 40 years, I just had a silver ring with a dragon on it and some Chinese writing. But then I saw a TV show talking about how the Chinese came into America from the East Coast, and kind of got me thinking about, maybe that ring was brought in like that. So long story short, I went through several processes and had it tested, and with electron microscope and the whole 9 yards, and found out that based on the purity of the silver and the characters inside of it and several other things, that it was determined it's Ming, from the Ming Dynasty. So that's my favorite find.
Okay,
well, I would think so.
That she actually wrote, before she ever even worked with the magazine. She actually wrote a great article in American Digger about that ring.
I did, yeah. I sent in that article probably 10 years or so ago.
12 years ago.
10 or 12 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. So, Butch, how about the book that you did with
Charlie Harris?
Yes. Are you going to reprint that?
Probably eventually we are, because they are completely sold out to my knowledge. I don't think any dealers or anyone has it. I don't know when though, because it's a major ordeal to reprint books. We actually have a few in stock but they're signed by Charlie and myself, and those are actually a higher price because there's no more Charlie Harris signed books. So if you do have a book signed by both of us, then you got a real treasure there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You're
love
selling
that.
those books you've got in stock, right, Butch?
What's that?
You will sell those books you've got in stock signed by
Yes,
Bill.
I think we've got, I believe 3 of them is all we've got.
And
And
how much?
I
How
believe
much to buy one?
I think we're selling them for 125. If I'm not mistaken.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, folks out there, if you're looking for some good history
Mhm.
and something that is a collector's item, it doesn't get any cheaper than $125.
I mean, it really doesn't. Not
Yeah.
nowadays. And Debbie has gotten involved. We're actually doing a book that's going to be a blockbuster, and
Mhm.
it's going to be released by the end of the summer. That we're actually doing on contract with someone, but she sees now why books are so expensive. There's
Yeah.
just hours and hours and hours of work in them. And then you get to press, and the printers do not give away those copies of books. They are expensive. So,
Well, Butch, I want one of the ones that are signed by both of y'all. So put my name on one, and I'll pay for it however you want me to pay for it. Because I mistakenly sold my copy here in the store.
oh
Oh
no.
no.
Oh,
So, and I,
Probably Big Poppy sold it.
yeah,
on
he
Saturday,
might, yeah, I'm going to blame that on Joe. But
'cause
yes,
he'll
I
sell
don't
anything.
have, he will. He tries to sell my detector when I'm not looking. He tries to sell it. So,
He tried to sell Phil's shirt the other day.
oh goodness! But yeah, put me down for one because I do want one of those for
which book is that, Phil?
the one that both of y'all signed.
Oh, Charlie Harris.
Yes,
Okay, we will get with us, send us an email or something, and we
I'll
can
send it
fix up on
tonight
that.
before I
Yeah.
go to
Yeah,
bed.
it's
because-
honest to goodness, it's well worth having, Phil.
oh yeah,
You know, the sad thing about that, for people that don't know the history of it, Charlie Harris did he was with the magazine from day one. He did occasional articles, he did a column on Can You ID stuff.
yes,
But his first real contribution to the Civil War hobby, other than just being there forever, was he wrote a book called Civil War Relics of the Western Campaign. And it went through 3 printings, I believe, of 1,000 each. He wanted to do a second book, and he got delayed with various things here or there. So I finally took over the project for it and added my own stuff in there, did the fact checking and the photographs and all. And the last year, the book generally takes about 2 years or more to do. But I did this one in less than a year because Charlie, right after that, started getting sick, and he got sicker and sicker. So my worst fear was I wouldn't get the book released before he got to see it. The book was released 2 weeks before he died.
Mm.
And he signed a limited number in the hospital, and I don't know how many total he signed, but it wasn't near enough. And then 2 weeks later, he was gone. So,
yeah,
appreciate your friends while you got them. That's for sure.
absolutely,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Heath Jones calling me.
Uh,
Heath, I'm on the air. Oh my goodness.
Now, Butch, for the person getting new into this hobby now, relic hunting, what books do you think that they should own?
Oh wow. As far as relic hunting, relics.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, the one that Charlie and I did, which is more Civil War relics of the Western Campaign. Okay, that one, oh my goodness. The problem is most of them are out of print now. I'm looking on my bookshelf here. Well, if you can get a hold of this one, you're talking about a lot of money, but this tells you all the buttons that you're going to dig. These books go for about $250 or $300 because they're out of print. They're hard to find.
If you
You've
can
got
find.
You got one of those, don't you, Phil?
No, I don't have that one. Who put that one out?
that one is by is Thomas Publications, and it's by Tice. I think his name's William Tice, but it's
William
Tice.
Tice.
Warren.
Tice's button book. Is it Warren Tice?
Warren, yeah. Warren.
Sorry. That's the thing. There are so many books. I tell you, the best thing to do is if you're out at one of the shows or even a yard sale or something, and you see a book that shows Civil War relics in it, go ahead and buy it. Because all the books that have ever come out are good. All of them also have mistakes that are fixed along the way, because let's face it, none of us were alive in the Civil War, and a lot of times we're just guessing at this stuff. But also look at American Digger at the Digger Mark page, and that's all the books that we stock. So,
Okay.
but I would say, and the one that's coming up, I don't know if I can announce it yet or not. I'm not going to, but it's somebody that's very popular on Facebook and in the relic world, and that book is going to be about, what is it, Debbie? 400 and something.
It's well over 400 pages.
With well over 1,000
Well over.
pictures in it.
Yeah,
And it
yeah.
identifies a ton of stuff. So
Oh,
that's
yeah.
going to be a good one to have.
Yeah.
But some of
So
the
you might
older
want to have him on, Butch. What's his name? Shoot me his name in an email.
I will. We're
And
getting
I'm going to
very
send
close to the
you
end of it.
a guy from England. He's been on and he's coming up again, that you need to have on your YouTube show.
Sure.
And he's on ancient militaria, and he knows his stuff.
We would love to do that. I mean, we always like good guests on the shows, because you guys know how it is. I mean, a lot of times you've got guests lined up, and then suddenly you don't. You just got to always keep on top of good guests. I mean, it's
Yes, you do.
easy, but not
Yep, yep. And so if you will share with me, I will share with you.
Okay, we will do that. We will certainly do that.
Yeah, and this guy is in England, and it's not a problem with him staying up. He's a
I
native.
was going to ask you that.
I was going to mention that too, about the time difference.
Yeah,
We like the night owls in Britain.
Well, he is a night owl, and he loves to talk about it, so he'd be perfect.
We would love to do that. And I like that name, Dirty Paws Digging, because I have a lot of fur babies and expensive paws in my house. Have I found my gold coin yet? Do you really want me to answer that? No, I have not found a natural gold coin, but I have found a seeded gold coin. But yeah, I know that doesn't really count. But give me time. I'll be like Ray over in England, who put up here earlier.
That is true. That is true. You
Well,
will. Now, we are going to do a giveaway tonight. Phil didn't know about this, but I'm just announcing it. So, okay, we're giving away a Myers swag pack that will have in it whatever Big Poppy can put in it, which will probably be a size each on Saturday.
and a towel and
A coveted,
Awesome.
worldwide coveted towel.
there you
And
go.
whatever
Whatever
put
Big
in it.
Poppy puts in there for sure.
That's right. Now, I don't know if you want to get in on this or not, Butch.
But
So let me put this up here
That's
real
awesome.
quick. That's
There
what
we
you
go.
put in. That's what you put in the chat to get in on the giveaway. And so once y'all are doing that here in a little bit, we'll keep talking to Butch. And
I'm going to actually enter, because I would love to have that swag. I mean, that's awesome.
I just entered.
all right.
Wait a minute, Debbie. One person per magazine.
Per magazine.
Oh, that's
so they've all got it.
I tell
They've
you
all
what,
got it.
I want to really give kudos to Debbie, though, because she has made my job so much easier, because for a long time I was pretty much the editorial team. So with Debbie on board, oh, bless her heart.
Thank
So, bless her heart.
there you go.
I love my job. I do.
Obviously.
So, Butch, how are your books doing? They're still selling like crazy, aren't they?
Which ones is that? Yeah, they're all selling good.
All your books,
Oh,
you won't
I
shut
am
up.
living my dream.
I sold
Because
3. I did about a month ago. I did a small gold prospecting show in Sedalia, Missouri, and it was a very light turnout. But I sold 3 of his books, 3 of the No, I Won't Shut Up books. So people love them.
just the
They do.
title of that one sucks you in, but they have. I am really, I mean, truly blessed with books because I had 2 goals in life when I was young and had started metal detecting, and one, I wanted to be an archaeologist. That didn't turn out, and I'm sort of glad it didn't now. I'd rather be a metal detectorist. But the other one was I wanted to be a writer. And I actually combined the both of them, and I kind of make a living on it now. I do make
That's awesome.
and it's just I can't say enough about the people that buy the books and enjoy this hobby, and just it's awesome. It's the best hobby ever. I mean, and I still go. I was out actually a couple of days ago. Was it yesterday?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
And sent Debbie pictures of me having a heat stroke. And I wasn't even finding anything. But, if you're not swinging your coil, you're not finding it.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. I know something we want to do, Phil. Now, you've got the little detector thing from Carter.
Right. The hip hanger.
Yeah. Show that. Let's get Butch's opinion on that because he is a famous dirt digger, him and Debbie. And let's see what he thinks about it.
That's it right there. This clips on your detector up around your arm cuff, and then you just clip it on there. This goes on your belt, and if you're standing up, your detector does. And if you're using your shovel with both hands, we're going to use it in the
love
Gulf
that.
of America, so the detector doesn't get pulled away in our headphone cord. Pull out of the detector. So
I like that.
Debbie, you want a product to review? Get with Phil. That is awesome. I like that.
That's great. Yeah.
When I was out hunting in this heat the other day, near the end of my hunting time, I was having to lay my detector down. Then I would stand back up and I'd look down at my detector, and I'd kind of take a breather before I squatted down to get my detector. So I would love something like that.
Well, that comes from Carter Pennington at
Carter. Okay.
Gray Ghost. Yes.
Yep.
So that would be that would be a good article for their magazine, interviewing Carter about that. He's got a couple other things too.
He does the lanyards, the stretchy lanyards. I reviewed.
Did he do those?
Wasn't that Carter that did?
No, that was Dan's lanyards.
Dan's lanyards. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Carter didn't. He was doing the headphones for a while, didn't he?
yeah, he still got them.
Okay. Yeah.
Gray Ghost headphones.
Right.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
So that would be something. That'd be a good article, I think, especially with this new hip hanger. I just got mine today. Thank you, Phil. And I'll be neck deep in the Gulf of America next week, so I'm going to be using it.
Yeah, and your detector won't.
Maybe let's go down there and hunt with them pretty soon.
I'm ready.
I am dying from water hunting.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, Butch. I got an offer for you. In September, we're going to do a special Treasure Tales show.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be live in Naples. And there's a bunch of us going to be down there. I rented a house. And we're going to do a show live. And a bunch of treasure hunters. And they're all going to bring a bunch of stuff they want to sell. Their finds, pirate coins, all that kind of stuff. Y'all ought to come down there.
Ooh.
And hunt with us for 2 or 3 days and be on that show. I'm going to feed you. I'm going to make, a pulled pork dinner, and we'll feed you. And you can come over to the house for dinner, do the show, and then we'll hunt for a couple days in the Gulf of America.
I'm sitting here thinking, Debbie, I don't think we've got a show planned in September. And obviously, Jeff's never seen me eat before. So,
I'll tell you what, Butch,
that could be
let
dangerous.
me tell you, and Phil will testify to this. Some of the people that are going to be there at the house, they can make sparks fly off a plastic knife and fork. So there'll be plenty. Now I'll
I'm up
smoke
to
up
the
a couple
competition.
of huge pork butts. So
Well, Debbie,
Uh,
you usually set our schedule. See if you can pencil us in sometime that we can both be there.
I'll see what I can do.
See
Yeah.
what you
well,
can
I
do.
will send
would
you
love
the
to do it.
information tonight or tomorrow,
Do that, please.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
'cause we would love to be there.
and you can bring magazines, books. It's some of your other Civil War stuff. You can show it. People in the house may want to buy some, and Phil may want to buy some. He's not going to be there, but
Phil's not
because
going to
he's
be
got to work. He's got to work.
there. He's working.
I work all the time, unfortunately.
I hate that.
Okay? So there's
Well,
going to be about four people, 4+ in the house. So we'll have everybody over for dinner. We'll do the show. You can show the
that
stuff.
would be
You can
fun.
sell it,
Sounds fun.
and
Yeah.
it'll be great. So it'd be a good time. Then you can get neck deep in the Gulf of America.
Oh, I would love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when I was younger, I wanted to live close to the beach. And then later on, I didn't give it that much of a thought. But now, the older I get, I love metal detecting the beach. I mean, it's just because you get cool, you get in the water and
Mhm.
find cool stuff. So,
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple others I think you need to have. You need to do article for the magazine on Fred Banke and Terry Shannon.
Mhm.
Terry Shannon's the one that wrote the books.
Mhm.
Yes,
They
well,
both
so
have.
does Fred Banke. Fred Banke's written a
both
number
have.
of books too,
I would,
and
yeah.
and he goes up North Dakota and he finds all kinds of stuff. So these are two really, really nice folks that have found a lot of stuff, and so they'd be good for the magazine as well. So I'll get that to you.
Do that. Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Mhm.
And they'll be there. Terry won't be at the house. He said he'll still be in Minnesota. Fred will be there.
Ah,
So that'd be some good talent for your show, plus
Absolutely.
good stuff for the magazine. So
I'm
I'll
wondering
get that
Debbie,
to you.
if we could do a show from there when they do their show afterwards.
Mhm.
Sure,
Have
you bet.
like a double show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Go.
yeah. We can do it all at the same time.
It'll depend on our schedule, but I'm certainly interested in that. So if there's a way to do it, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, and Anita would like the time off. You guys find a little place down there in Naples, and
Yep.
we'll go. So let's do this giveaway while we got
let's
the
do
opportunity.
The giveaway for sure.
So here we go. I think everybody is registered.
They should be
So-
entered by now.
Yep, here we go. Let's see who is going to win.
Oh, Debbie. So
No,
close.
no.
Oh, so close.
Oh, you're
Oh,
close.
Gary got it.
Derek got
Derek
it.
Congratulations, Derek.
Ah,
He got it.
Derek Sherwin. Yeah,
All right.
there we go. There we go. So we got a lot of information to exchange there, Butch.
yeah, yes, we do. Absolutely.
I mean, listen to people in the chat already. A double show. They can't hardly wait.
I think that would be an awesome.
that would be
yeah,
fun.
I mean,
I
yeah,
do, that
I
would be
think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yep,
sure.
you bet. Yep. Now, see, what we're trying to do, we're trying to put the heat on Phil to come to one of these.
Ah,
If he's not going to be there, let's just use his shop and play with the toys.
yeah, there you go.
Well, we're going to be probably 3 hours south.
Yeah, south of me, for
Mhm.
sure. Hey, Butch, I know everybody asked you about a gold coin, but why don't you tell the folks how many Civil War plates you found?
Well, I found more than them, but I found 2 Confederate buckles that are used by the Confederates. One a state seal from Georgia, one a CSA, and Union plates. I believe it's around 45. I believe, which is U.S. belt buckles, U.S. box plates, and the Eagle cartridge box plates. That's the
Yeah.
only 3 kinds I've found in Union. So,
Yeah.
but
That-
it's because of where I grew up. And
Mhm.
nowadays, oh my gosh, it's hard to find even a bullet around here because I'm actually living in the house I grew up in. In fact, Sunday, the place I went, it was kind of an experiment because there used to be stuff there 40 years ago, 30 years ago. So I wanted to go back and see if it was still there. There wasn't anything. I mean, it was like it had been picked clean. So, so it's very hard to find that stuff around here now. But at one time, I could generally find a plate or two a year.
Yeah, but still, it's impressive the number you've dug for sure.
Yeah, I mean, other people have dug more. A lot of other people have dug less. The thing about it too is detecting is kind of a numbers game too. The more targets you dig, the longer you're out, the more you're going to find, the more good stuff. And I used to literally keep my metal detector in the car. I would stop on the way home from work almost every day, go metal detecting somewhere, and I didn't let rain stop me either. I had rain gear, and I was probably hunting 350 days a year, it would seem, at least 300, so didn't help my marriage much at the time, but I found a lot of cool stuff.
All right, so
Texans don't appreciate relics. I don't know what it is.
yeah,
She don't forget either.
I'm gonna tell you something I did though, not ex-wives, but with my current wife Anita. We actually had some friends that came over, and him and I went out metal detecting. We found a bunch of stuff, and Anita and the Cheryl, the girl that was the wife of my friend at the time, she actually brought some bread that was like they called it friendship bread. And it's something you got to do, and you do something with the bread and put yeast in. I don't know. I'm not much of a cook. But anyway, I tend to put my relics in a baggie on the sink when I'm cleaning them. So Patrick and I both had our relics sitting there on the sink, and I see a baggie, and I start putting all my junk in it. No, well, the baggie had the friendship bread in it. So I called it iron enriched after that. But anyway, I didn't make friends with any women that day, I don't think.
We got a question. The last question of the night.
yes, last question. What's the most unusual place you found a relic with your detector? That's from Ricky T.
I'm
That's
trying to think.
Interesting question.
Well, I didn't actually go search for it, but I had a guy that wanted me to find his ring one time, and when I asked him the location, he said between the kitchen and the living room. I didn't go find that one. I guess, wow, I don't even know how to answer that. The weirdest thing I ever found in an unexpected place, though, was part of a plane wing that had fallen off of a military plane in the middle of a subdivision. And nobody knew it was there till I found it. And I shouldn't say it, but I've still got the piece of the plane. I actually wrote the government, told them what I had. They never got back with me. So if they ever want the piece of a plane, I have it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It just obviously came loose and didn't cause a crash, but it was on the flight approach to Lockheed Dobbins Air Force Base. So
cool.
Well, guess what, Phil? Our time is gone.
Yes, our hour's up,
that's fun
guys.
when you have the flies.
So thank you.
Can I add a little teaser for our show? Because
Go right
he
ahead.
just messaged me. He said that they have uncovered just today. This is breaking news.
Now this is tonight's podcast, right?
This is tonight's show.
Well,
Yeah,
okay.
he's gonna tell about it. So I'm not spilling any secrets here. It's a teaser, but he made a major historical breakthrough today. So he's going to talk about it on our show tonight. So make sure.
Awesome.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
That'll be great.
I have
Now,
no idea what it is.
What time?
9 p.m.
9 o'clock
Eastern time.
EST. That's what
9 Eastern time on American Digger on YouTube and American Digger Magazine on Facebook.
Absolutely.
you
All
go.
right.
All right. Well, I want to say thank you, Butch. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Jocelyn. And thank you to
Enjoyed
all
it.
the
Thank
many
y'all for
members.
having us on. It's been
Yeah.
a pleasure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I'll be getting you all the information
Do
on
that.
what I just sent you.
Yep.
And you need to come down for that treasure tales. It'll be a hoot.
I would like to do that. Yeah, that would be fun. You know, if I take Debbie hunting enough, I don't have to give her a Christmas bonus either. So.
There you go.
That's
That's
right.
true.
Tell her she can find her bonus.
That's
That's
right.
All righty. So
Thank you
Phil,
guys. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah,
It's
thank
fun
you.
for sure.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Butch. Thanks, Debbie. And
Thanks,
next
thanks.
week, I will not be on the show next week because I'm going to be on vacation neck deep in the Gulf of America hunting for treasure. So Big Poppy should be here with Phil. So make sure that you tune in to just, if nothing else, to give him a hard time. The guest will be from Scuba Wise, Mark Littleton and Brad, Captain Brad, and they are going to tell us about hunting shipwrecks, how you can do that, dive on shipwrecks, and various other treasure hunting great things. So make sure you tune in next week with Phil and Big Poppy with Scuba Wise people. And it'll be a great, great show. So, Debbie, thanks. Butch, always a thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Always good to see you.
Enjoyed it.
Everybody
Great
take
time.
care.
Everybody
And
read American
please-
Digger, and if you don't subscribe, get it at Phil's.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
right. That's right.
Butch, and I'm going to
And,
email you about that book too.
Yes, absolutely, Phil. I don't
right.
think you can go wrong with it.
All righty. Well,
Right.
thank you.
And everybody say a prayer for JBP Hobbyist,
Absolutely.
her husband, and their
Oh,
family.
And,
Keep them in your prayer.
if I can add, Debbie's sister actually had a heart attack yesterday.
She did.
Debbie's hunting partner, they've been out hunting
Yeah.
most of the week, and then she came home and collapsed. I think she's going to be okay, but
Yeah, she's
just
okay.
remember, folks, this moment
pray
is
for
the
them.
only moment you have with a loved one. You don't ever know if the next one's coming, so take advantage of it.
And we'll add them to our prayer list as well.
Thank you.
So thanks, everybody. And tune in next week.
Good night,
And be
folks.
careful out there. And may all your finds be 14 karat or better.
There you
Thanks, everybody. Good night. Happy hunting and dig deeper. And remember, if Phil doesn't have it in stock, you don't need it.
You know
That's
what I mean?
right.
There you go.
Phil, right up yonder. Give him a call.